name is Nick Andirena.
I'm Molo Fanor.
Today we're going to be talking about concussions and why you should care about them.
Alright, to start off, we have our first visual right here. As you can see here, we have both the healthy side and the damaged side of the brain. And just to read off some facts, on the healthy side, we have the blue area that focuses on our concentration, our problem solving, and our speech. While the green area is more of our sense of touch, our pain, and our temperature. And our occipital is our healthy vision, and also our peripheral vision. And then our red area with our memory and organization. And then the cerebellum is our balance and coordination, and that has to do with all our physical motions. And then from the concussed side of things, on the TBI side, the blue area will be the main area that will be affected during a concussion due to our lack of focus, our irritation of our head, and having constant headaches throughout the day, and also more importantly during the night when we are trying to get some rest and sleep. Usually a concussed athlete or patient usually passes through a time where they're having irritation in the head and having major headaches during the night. But yeah, that's just our first visual.
Here's going to be a little clip of some youth football real quick.
Outrageous. That's what people are calling this collision between two boys during youth football practice. You can see the ball carrier lower his head, then slam into the other kid's head, knocking him down. The boy from the Weddington Titans team.
Yeah, so that's just a little clip of youth football. As you can see, that's not, and you guys have ever watched any kind of football, you know that's not the best way to tackle. And someone, they're going to get injured by doing that. It's very important that you teach these kids at a young age the proper way to tackle, because doing this at a young age encourages, like, especially, you're going to make noise because it's a big hit. Everyone's excited by that. So obviously the kid that put the head down and ran over, he's going to be excited. Okay, well, if I just do this every time, I'm going to truck the kid. Everyone's going to like it. Everyone's going to love it. But that's bad because it teaches him improper ways to run. And the other kid, he's not ready. The coaches have to pull him aside until he's ready to tackle for him to learn, because if he goes in high like that every time, he's going to get hurt. It's on the coach. It's the coach's responsibility to keep these kids safe and teach them the proper ways to play the game. Because if you see this happen, you just know almost everyone's played. A lot of people play football.
The collision between the two boys.
This is going to continue to happen. So anyone that makes big hits like that, whether it's tackles or running, and when they know that if they put the head down, they can win the collision, they do it from a young age, going up and up, which is why from the 8 to 10 range, according to the NCAA, it's a lower range of concussions. And once you hit like 12 to 14, 12 to 16, it's higher rates of concussions. And that's due to just the training you receive and the coaching. So at these young ages, you don't quite have like the speed and the power, but you still do it improperly. And then as you get older, you get more speed, you become more powerful, and these injuries can happen. So it becomes very dangerous. You just have to know the proper ways to tackle, because if not, it will continue to happen. According to the Mayo Clinic, after about from the 16 to about 24, it's the highest range for concussions. And the highest rates of concussions are in football, women's soccer, and then men's hockey. These sports have the highest rates of concussions according to the NCAA. It's very important that we acknowledge proper ways on how to engage in contact and how to prevent concussions, because if we change the way these kids tackle into safer ways, it can help save the game and keep these kids safe, right? So that's why some teams like the Seattle Seahawks are introducing this rugby tackling, which is essentially just tackling at the waist, but it's below the chest with the head on the side. Because when you put the head in front of the body, it causes massive injury to, first of all, the neck as well as the head. And they're all about protecting the neck in the sport. I'm going to talk about No, they won't take.
Outrageous. That's what people are calling this collision between two boys during PE.
So before we get into our next visual, just as Nick was introducing our points, growing up as kids, I think the safest way is teaching the form. Just as he said, all those bad habits created as a young kid can lead to later injuries during their older athlete careers. And so this is one of our teammates. Just a background. This is one of our teammates. He recently just suffered a severe concussion in one of our rugby tournaments out in Notre Dame. And so we just kind of asked him to share his experience and kind of just asked him to express kind of what happened and also how he felt when it happened. And so I'm gonna go ahead and play it and we'll just talk some more after.
How this happened was I was running down the field and illegally got tackled, and there was an impact to my head from the front and from the back. I got tackled by two people, and this would have never happened if they tackled me the proper way, which is below the chest area to the bottom. I've been playing rugby for about since I was eight years old, and I've been tackled multiple times, like maybe over 1,000 times, and still never suffered any concussions or any serious to a concussion. And the proper way of tackling would like prevent me from like not playing. Like if I was tackled the right way, I'd still be playing up to today. But I have to be out for at least a month and a half, just recovering from having a concussion. Thank you.
So that's a good friend, Betelo. He suffered, and like you said, he's been playing the sport since he was 8. He's about 20. He's about 21 years old. So 12, 13 years he's been playing. He hasn't suffered a severe concussion, and this is the first time he has, due to improper tackling and direct contact to the head, and then being dumped onto the ground as well, which, as we know, that leads to more severe trauma to the head. And it's just very important that we teach the kids how to play the game, because that guy, I spoke to the guy after, and the guy that tackled Betelo, he was fairly new to the game. He hadn't had much coaching. He's from the Midwest, I think like Nebraska, and they're not quite known for the rugby over there. So he hadn't had the best training, the best coaching style. So he was just playing the game and had direct contact to Betelo's head, and he had taken like probably 30 tackles in the day before, and that happened. He was out for a minute and a half, knocked out cold. It really changed his perspective, and he's been playing. He had to take it, step back, and just recover and see how things are going, and it's changed his mindset on the game. It's very important that we take it seriously, as well as leagues. So leagues such as NFL, they've cracked down on targeting, which is why the new targeting rules. So any contact to the head ejects a player from the game. Same with the NCAA. I think even at some high schools, if there's contact to the head, direct contact to the head, leading with the head, they're ejected from the game.
Yeah, and also going along with that, there's also big fines that the professional players face, just to prevent all these head-to-head collisions. Just because a lot of players have suffered those long-term effects, and they just want to prevent that professionally. And yeah, just as younger athletes, we think that it's best to prevent and teach the correct form of tackling and in any contact sports, and to prevent head-to-head-on collisions. And Betelo just wanted me to share how after the incident that happened, he was like emotionally going through some stuff, and he kind of was rethinking of playing the sport, you know. And he's been playing since he was a kid, and just one hit to the head or one wrong tackle can leave you rethinking if you want to continue playing, or if you want to drop the sport. But he said that he's continuing to play and he loves the sport, but he's just not as good. He's not going to be the same, like aggressively and running as hard just because of the damage that he felt during his concussion. And one fact I did not know before was that during a concussion, the sudden movement from the impact can twist and stretch the cells and nerves in the brain, or change how chemicals in the brain work for a short time. And so just going along with concussions, preventing head-to-head collisions can leave our chemicals in our brains to fully develop and not be affected by a incorrect tackle or a wrongful hit to the head. And so most people with concussion recover quickly and fully, but for some symptoms, they last for days, weeks, or months. And for him, it's lasted for a month, or almost a month. And so now he's still trying to recover the best he can and get back to playing with us, but I don't think he's fully recovered yet.
Not quite. But yeah, that's just why, that was just our speech on why we should take more education on kids in contact sports, teaching them at a younger age, and why we should invest more into the education of concussions.